Time to get the job done, Dallas. I'm back in Austin, Texas. School starts on Tuesday, and hopefully I'll be entering class on Tuesday a little happier than usual. Dallas Cowboys, Minnesota Vikings, divisional round of the playoffs. That's right, the Dallas Cowboys do have a playoff win. And, it was great seeing the guys in the locker room. There's some video. I think Martellus Bennett put some up, some interviews and stuff. Guys were really happy. Guys were going nuts and whatnot. But now it's time for another game. Didn't win the Super Bowl that one game. You got the monkey off your back. You got, the 13-year thing can end now. But this season, the Dallas Cowboys have played too well to just lay down that one game. Now, going against Minnesota, going on the road to Minnesota at the Superdome, going to be loud. Anytime the Dallas Cowboys come to town, the crowd gets up for it. This is the playoffs, so it's going to be even more hyped. They got a great team in Minnesota. Brett Favre and that whole story. Brett Favre, I'll say up front, Brett Favre proved me wrong. First this year, I didn't think he'd be very effective. But the guy has been one of the best quarterbacks in the league and got his team the 2 seed in the playoffs. Can't do much better than that. So what's Dallas got to do to win this game? I really think if you put it in Favre's hands, I think Dallas will win this game. And here's why. It has nothing to do with I don't think Favre's good. I don't think he can make some throws against Dallas. My deal is I think our pass rush is good enough to get to him. If we don't get any pressure on Brett Favre, he'll tear us apart and they'll beat us. That flat out, that's what'll happen. But if you have to stop Adrian Peterson. You can't let him run all over you. Now, he hadn't had the best couple games lately, but I think he's due for one, and we can't let him have it. You got playmakers like Cindy Rice and whatnot out there for Minnesota, but they've been having offensive line troubles. And we all know what DeMarcus Ware can do. We know DeMarcus Ware is a beast, and you have to have at least 2 guys on him. But with the emergence of Anthony Spencer being a real factor on this defense, not just a gap stopper, not just a run stopper, guys getting after the quarterback with effectiveness. You got guys on both sides like that coming at you, Minnesota's going to have problems. Plus, Jay Ratliff in the middle gets pressure with the defensive line. Linebackers don't have to blitz as much. They can cover a little bit more. You saw, I talked about McNabb last week, you saw that we got pressure on McNabb, but he was still athletic enough to get away from the Dallas defenders at times. I don't think Favre will be able to do that. Now, he has great pocket presence. The dude's been doing this for 20 years. He knows how to move in the pocket. But if he gets rushed, he's done. I don't think he's going to be outrunning DeMarcus Ware and Anthony Spencer and whoever else we send at him. We got to get him on his back, and we got to get them to punt the ball and make him throw interceptions. But once again, Adrian Peterson will have to be the guy that beats us. If Brett Favre beats us, you can't do much about that. You got to, I think, focus on the run game will be more important for Dallas than it will the passing game. I think we need to get after him on the pass rush. Offensively, Dallas just keep doing what you're doing. Minnesota isn't terrible at defense, but their secondary is not that good. And but of course you got to keep an eye out for Jared Allen. Jared Allen is one of those quarterback hawks. The guy's going to get after the quarterback a lot. Dallas is going to have to worry about that. But if you start bringing blitzes, Tony's shown in the past that's really caused problems for Romo. He kind of gets fidgety back in the backfield and fumbles and whatnot. Lately, as you've seen, especially with the emergence of Miles Austin, who can be that quick guy, that kind of almost a Wes Welker type, that you can get the ball too fast. It really puts a lot of pressure on defense having to decide what to do. But really, it's going to come down to the run game. This guy right here, Marion Barber, Chard Choice, really just running the clock and controlling this game. It's going to be loud in the Metrodome. And one thing that'll kill us is we have a bunch of false starts, which I plan on, and I don't know what the over-under is for Flozell, but it's probably pretty high, and you probably want to go with the over on that. We can't have that. Minnesota's too good of a team. With the Eagles, we were familiar with them. We dominated them all 3 times, but we could adjust with them because we play them every year at least 2 times. Minnesota hadn't played them in a while. It hadn't played this Minnesota team, I don't think, ever. So it's a new animal. Same with us. We're a new animal for them. It's going to be a fun game. A lot of people, this is a toss-up game. But a lot of people are picking Dallas to win this thing. And this is where I think the Cowboys need to be wary and need to keep their mind right. Going back to the Chargers game earlier this year, near the end of the season, we got beat. And it was during December. That was 2 losses in December. Just got beat by the Giants. Cowboys were counted out. It was said, Cowboys have a chance. Going to the Superdome to play the New Orleans Saints, and we were supposed to get murdered that game. Dallas rose up. Got a lot of pressure from the media and whatnot. rose up, played one of the best games they have in a long time, and ended up beating the Saints, giving them their first loss of the year. Well, of course, Dallas needed that or whatever, and maybe the Saints weren't playing as hard because they had everything pretty much locked up. Well, go to Washington. Well, the Cowboys usually, if they have a big win, they have a pretty horrible loss. Went and beat them 17-0. Well, here come the Eagles coming into Dallas. The number 2 seeds on the line, home field advantage at least for 1 game is on the line. Well, Dallas can't win this thing. The Eagles have won 6 straight, dominate that game. Then you go to the first round of the playoffs, and here it comes that the Eagles didn't show too much. They kind of figured they played Dallas anyway, so might as well play the more important game with more blitz practices and whatnot in the next game. And they did that, still got killed. This week, however, a lot of people are picking Dallas to win. A lot of people have seen what Dallas has done, and they're pretty much just said, well, hey, it's kind of 60 pick. Now, of course, the Vikings are favored, as they should be. But there's a lot of people hasty about that, thinking that, hey, giving a lot of confidence for Dallas. Cowboys don't need to get comfortable. This is not a time to get comfortable. You haven't proven anything really yet. You've proven you can win the playoffs. You proved that you belong in the playoffs. But that's not the goal this season. The goal is to get to the championship and win it. And you've got to beat good teams to get there. And you got to go on the road. Now, I think having that Superdome experience going into the Metrodome, it will help us. I don't know. I haven't been to either one, so I'm not going to make a judgment call on which one's louder than which. But I know they're both the loudest stadiums in the country. But Dallas has beaten one of them. Now it's time to get the next one. I think the Dallas Cowboys can come out on this one. I think it is going to be a close dogfight, but I think Dallas will pull away with this thing. I think the way Tony Romo is playing, mistake-free ball, and but it's not just Romo. I mean, Romo's up to his game, but everyone on that offense. I wouldn't touch anything with the offense. Defensively, you may want to change up. They're playing great as well, but it's a different team, different offense, change up. The offense, though, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep moving that football, keep getting it to Miles, get it to Roy when he's open if you want to. Because he started making some catches in that last game, so that's great. And here's the deal: if Roy starts making, because right now it's been a lot of times you've seen teams just ignore Roy Williams because you got to focus more on Miles and Jason Witten. If Roy he steps his game up and he gets some catches this game, it opens the whole thing up for Tony because then they got to worry about him as well. So I look for it to be a great game. I can't wait. I think Dallas will pull this thing out. So we'll have to find out on Sunday. So go Cowboys and let's beat the Vikings.